Colorism is extremely dangerous to the well-being of our people. Dividing ourselves based on the color of our skin weakens us.
Hey beautiful people, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Maria David, and in today's video we are talking about colorism in Black community, what colorism has done, the damage it has done, how it all started, and what we should look out for. So this is what this video is all about, so stay tuned. I'm going to play a few videos for you to watch, then we'll come back and discuss about it.
There's a problem plaguing our community. For centuries, it's been destroying us from the inside out. But we know one undeniable fact: the more we understand it, the easier it will be for us to overcome it. We got this. Colorism is extremely dangerous to the well-being of our people. Dividing ourselves based on the color of our skin weakens us, turns us against each other, and interrupts the unity needed for Black liberation. But where did colorism come from anyway? Lies about our skin tone started during enslavement. When white slave owners sexually assaulted Black women, their lighter-skinned offspring were often treated better or given special privileges because they were the family of white people. That's not all. Separation of our people continued after enslavement. Lighter-skinned people had more opportunities to work, which meant that they could build wealth. Light skin became associated with being well off, and whiteness was the standard of power and beauty, while darker skin was linked to unemployment and poverty. Our people were forced to survive like this. Sometimes light-skinned people excluded their dark kin in order to avoid white violence. Colorism was put in place by racists to keep their economic and social power, and to disenfranchise us from full American citizenship. So how can we move past this problem? We have to keep exposing the fact that colorism was created to keep us infighting, unable to organize in unity against white supremacy. We must reject it and remember that we can build our community the strongest when we work together and fight against anything that would divide us. Follow We Are Push Black for more Black history.
This woman is saying that when us bitches talk about colorism, we also need to talk about how a lot of dark-skinned girls are hateful towards light-skinned women for no reason. So Black women, let's talk about it. Side note, do y'all notice that subtle change in language between dark-skinned girls and light-skinned women? I'm telling you, people expose their biases unintentionally. It's wild. Now moving on. Now, I acknowledge that some light-skinned women experience bullying for their complexions. And I have no problem with you guys creating spaces to discuss that. But those discussions should not be weaponized against dark-skinned women when we're talking about being oppressed by colorism. Colorism that is not just social, but systemic as well. And let's be clear, the taunting you guys receive from some dark-skinned women is not colorism. Oftentimes, it's resentment towards the fact that light-skinned women are placed on a pedestal while dark-skinned women are crushed underneath it. 9 times out of 10, that little chocolate girl in 4th grade was not pulling your hair or calling you white girl because she felt that light skin was inferior. She was projecting the hurt of being taught that her skin was inferior. And that is not a justification, I promise. All of this shit is tragic because colorism is just a byproduct of white supremacy anyway. And it has served to divide a community that is already fractured.
When it comes to colorism in the aspect of the country that I am, or Africa that I am, which is Nigeria, if you're not light skinned, if you're not light skinned and you're a dark skinned person, you tend to start bleaching your skin before you can get noticed, even working, because when you want to look for a job, you tend to have more privilege if your skin tone is light than being dark. And this colorism thing is just everywhere and is really, really annoying. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section about this colorism in Black community. I have another video to share, a very interesting video about this colorism. Miss Leah Chase explaining history and everything. So kindly stay tuned and let's watch together.
But people are what they are. And I think you should live and appreciate. You can't change you. There's no way. So you just be what you are and do the best you can do and do the best for all people. But you don't make differences in people because you might have a little straighter hair or a little better looking, that you skin them down and they all look the same, so what's the difference? I never look at people, I really never see ugly people. And people say, how could you say? I don't see ugly people. I see ugly personalities. And you really, when you think about it, you don't see ugly people. Like if people had big features, look at Sammy Davis Jr. He wasn't a beauty queen. But you didn't see that. The man was so wonderful. He performed so beautiful. You didn't see anything but what he could do. You really saw inside of him. And that's the way I like to look at people. Mm-hmm. I like to see inside of them. Because you take some of these beauty queens and they sit there, they look gorgeous. And my God, when they open their mouth, they say, shut up. You say, oh God. As those Creoles used to say, a waste of hair and color. Just I wasted that on you because you can't. That was funny. That, oh my God, that's a waste of hair and color. Isn't that a trip? Isn't that in middle?
Oh, yes, well, and there's still a few of those around too. Yeah.
You know it, they do. Mm-hmm. It is not important. It is not important.
Why do you think that still in this day and age there are people who still cling to that and unfortunately pass it on to their children?
And narrow. People think narrow. And you're going to have that all the time. So you don't stop on that. You're going to always have that. You're going to always have poor people. You're going to always have people with prejudices. This is earth, honey. It isn't heaven. It isn't heaven. So you're going to have different opinions, different people, different ways of thinking. You just do what you have to do. As my mother used to say, you can do for people and help them. But there are some that God can't help, so you just push them on the side and keep going. So if God can't help them, who can? You just keep moving.
This was a school that was taught by black nuns.
By black nuns. Mm-hmm.
And all of the students, of course, were black.
Naturally, darling.
Of
all
course.
of them were black.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
They had some that you didn't know were black because they looked so white, because they were very prejudiced. They're not going to like that, but that is the truth. They were very prejudiced. I think they had 2 black people or 3 in the whole school.
And this was a choice of the sisters? They preferred lighter skinned?
I don't know whose choice it was. I don't know who accepted you into the school. The people who were running the school, didn't they? So I don't know.
It was, if you were lighter, the more white you were, the better you were.
I thought that. I thought it. I mean, I remember there was one girl. What was her name? She was very black, but boy, she had a voice that was gorgeous. She could sing. And they had another girl. This girl got to be a nun. You could not tell she wasn't white. She was blonde-haired. And she had a nice voice, but nowhere compared to that girl that was black. They would give the other one all the good things in the plays and all this. Poor little black girl got nothing, and she used to always sing, nobody knows the trouble I've seen. She would sing that all the time. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. So she had a right to sing that, and all the.
Why weren't some of these young ladies who looked so white with the blonde hair, why weren't they passing? Why weren't they, why didn't they simply become...
Well, everybody didn't do that. Everybody didn't. Those people who went on the other side mostly did it for more money and privileges, maybe. But the so-called Creoles of color, they didn't do that. They were satisfied with themselves, sweetheart. They looked better than you, so they thought everything, They thought they were everything. So they were happy to stay in that little circle. I probably was the only one who wasn't happy there. You know, the circle was too small. I cannot live like that. I never could live like that. I never liked to be a big fish in a little pond.
For those who
I
don't,
would rather be a little one in a big pond.
For those who don't know, how would you define Creoles of color?
Now that is a good question. The Creoles de couleur, how do you describe that person? They had a kind of society at one time all themselves. They're not that way anymore, but they tend to have that elitist feel about them, you know. They felt that they were better.
They were descended from...
I don't know what. Who knows what they were descended from? I don't know.
But isn't that part of what they felt made them special? That they were descended
They were
from...
pretty to look at. They were gorgeous. They were pretty. And all you had to do was go to 12:15 Mass on Sundays at Corpus Christi Church to see the most beautiful people you were ever going to see in your life. This is no joke. They were gorgeous. They were dressed to the nines, hats, gloves, and everything, and go to 12:15 Mass at Corpus Christi Church.
And they were light-skinned black people.
Yep, light skin or brown. You know, you were really in shape with that group if you were brown, you know. You had to be a certain color, sweetheart. Brown, light brown, pretty hair, good looking. You know, they had so many categories they could put you in. You were either a briquet or griffon or this or that, depending on what your hair looked like, what your color looked like, and all that kind of stuff. Funny.
Funny, but also in terms...
It was. You can't erase that it was. Now, when this thing, the whole black thing came around, then they became out of fashion. You're not in style anymore. Black is in, you out. You know, that kind of whole thing. But people are what they are. And I think you should live and appreciate. You can't change you. There's no way. So you just be what you are and do the best you can do.
Yeah, and that's basically it about this video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. This particular topic supposed to be shared, and everybody should be aware of what's going on, because even when it comes to men, most men even prefer light-skinned women. Of course, this channel doesn't support hateful speech, and kindly put your opinion down in the comment section respectfully. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.